This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, starting at verse 1. And I'm going to read down to 4. And I'll read in the KJV. And it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. I will watch and see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Now, I got to read it in the NLT just to clarify, because I was reading in the Old English. Some brothers get that. Other brothers do not get it as well. So let's read it in the NLT. I will climb up to my watchtower. That's what the prophets are. They're watchmen on the walls, as in the ancient world. The watchmen will watch for danger, envoys, visitors, or messengers from other lands. Okay. The people of the land, the farmers, they watch for everything, for danger. They'll watch for danger. They'll watch for friend or foe. They'll watch for the people. They'll watch. That's their job, to give a report. Okay. I will climb up to my watchtower and stand at my guard post. There will I wait to see what the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM says, and how he will answer my complaint. Because we pray, we cry out unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM. We sigh and cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof. And the Lord have sent us the comforter, which is the word, the scriptures, his spirit, letting us know that everything is going to be fine, how it's going to play out. The Lord gives us the major points of prophecy. But in the midst of the prophecy happening, hey, we can't become faint. You know, we have to wait. Though it tarry, wait for it. Lord, is when I call this lesson that. Though it tarry, wait for it. These things are happening if you're watching. Let's keep reading. Verse 2. And the Lord YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Now, a watchman in our reality would just see what's beyond the horizon, as far as he could see, either danger, friend, foe, emissary, envoy from a neighboring kingdom, or whether it be for war or peace. You know, they're watching everything, watching the people in the field, outside the walls. Okay. Because the king is served by the field, so you have the watchman watching everything. Who's coming into the city? Who's beyond the city limits? Okay, what's on the horizon? But the Lord has taken his own watchmen and has shown them what is beyond the horizon in terms of years, months, years, days, centuries, thousands of years. The Lord has made his men to see into the future, and now this, what Habakkuk was speaking about, is happening in our time. Though the MOTB is Tarry and is all around us, is all over the place. World War III, right there. All the pieces are in play, so to speak, if you're watching. Okay, so the Lord have made us to see into the future, years, months down the line, centuries. He made our forefathers to see centuries beyond. Like, whoa, what the hell is that? You know, and they can only write it down the way it could be described in their time. But now we understand what they're actually talking about through the decoding in the spirit. Let's keep reading. It says, and the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Okay, verse 2, NLT. Then the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM said to me, write my answer plainly on tablets, just like how the law was written on tablets for Jake, our people, the Israelites, to clearly see the laws of the Lord, the ins and the outs, the pros and the cons, what's right and what's wrong, plainly on the stones. That's what the Lord has given us, prophecy in the same way, so that a runner, because a runner would tell the report whether the battle was going well, whether they were losing the battle, whether it's a no-go, or he's coming from a neighboring kingdom or another city, of what's going on with the report. Okay, we're coming with the report of what is going to happen in these days according to prophecy. It says so that a runner can carry the correct message to others. You get that? The correct message. There's many false prophets, all right, messengers. They say they're messengers, but what is their message? Our message is Yahawashi Mashiach and him crucified, and that's but him rather that is risen again, and that's going to return in these last days. But before his return, different signs would appear in the earth, in the world. All right, to let you know how close indeed he truly is. That's why the Lord said he shall come as a thief in the night, because the rest of the world, going to be asleep, unaware, not looking. But then yet the watchmen and those that the watchmen spoke to, the men of the Lord, the prophets being those watchmen, speaking unto the people, delivering them plainly the message, the correct message, they will not be in the dark, because the Lord, his day will not catch us as a thief, because we're watching. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision, which is prophecy, is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, though it takes a minute, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Hey, the prophecies are jumping off the page every which way, but we have been prophesying. Our apostles and elders before us have been prophesying of these things, and now they're coming into play. All right, this is Habakkuk 2 and 3 NLT. This vision is for a future time, and we're in that time. We're coming into that time right now. We're seeing everything come into play. We're seeing the small stages of what is going to grow into an even greater, a greater change in this world. Because what most people don't understand is that it is going to go digital. This old system is going to crumble and fall away, and they're going to bring in forth a new system. But what is that according to prophecy? The MOTB, the him causing both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive something. See, but they're setting up the stages for that very thing. Habakkuk 2 and 3 NLT. The vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. And that's it. It will not be delayed. So with that, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWAH is the name of the Heavenly Father, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jehovah, or Yahweh, and YAHAWASHI is the name of his only begotten Son, in whom the world has ignorantly called Jesus Christ, in whom we do worship. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consist of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and similar Indians. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings, giving double honors unto my apostles, my elders, and my teachers at Great Millstone that are ruling well and continue to do so, that taught me and brothers like me this truth, this beautiful truth, beginning with the names of our power and of his anointed. Now, these are the two most important things you will ever know. Coming into this truth, the name of the Heavenly Father and the name of his only begotten Son, to call upon and be saved in these last and troubling days. The name of the Heavenly Father is YAHAWAH. Yah, meaning he. Hawa, meaning exists or is to be. He is, he exists, he, the existing one. And in the name of his only begotten Son, a name above every name, given amongst men here on earth, to the Israelite man first, and also to the believers, to call upon and be saved, consisting of women, children, helps of the prophets, and those that have faith. The name YAHAWASHI. Yah, meaning he. Hawashai, meaning deliverer and savior. So without further ado, let's get up on out of here. Hey, we're right here at the door. Hey, man, things are happening in this world. Now, these high banking elites, man, they're taking this world over economically. I mean, they have militarily, they have done it. They've seized the banks, the wealth, the land, and now they're just throwing everything into play. All right, everything is coming into fruition. The wicked have gained great power in this world. The wicked are in high places. The wicked have spread themselves as a green bay tree, man. And that's what's going on. And there's nothing anyone can do to stop it, because it's a part of the Lord's plan. Now, what he wants the righteous to know and do is to call upon him and to warn our people of the impending doom, judgment of this place. and that we have to flee in our minds out of this place. We have to return unto the Lord. We will no longer stay upon him that smote us. Let me get that real quick. In the book of Isaiah. Only a remnant is going to return. Because it's getting to a point where they're setting a trap for the whole world to fall into. But those that trust in YAHAWASHI will not fall victim to it, because we don't trust in man. We trust in Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. This man is bringing forth unrighteous decrees. All right. Now let's go down to the point. Well, let's look at it. This is how these devils claim the world, you know, and they believe that they did it through their own power. Let me start right here, verse 13. Isaiah 10 and 13. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it. This is Esau Edom, he's boasting. And by my wisdom, his wickedness, his sorcery, his witchcraft, his usury, everything that's wicked, this man has used it to gain superiority, power, lands, peoples, nations, tongues, inheritances. Okay, he have done it. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people. He done that actually by actual borders and stuff like that. Certain lands that were once before a certain war, like World War I, those different lands are not even around anymore. Then you had, after World War II, another change. You had that Iron Curtain and other things, and NATO was formed to combat Russia. And so now you see that they have broken the bounds of the people. They have removed the bounds of the people. How are they going to do it now at this time? They're going to make all one. Nouveaux Order Seclorum. Out of many, one. They want one world order, NWO. That's what they want. And I have removed the bounds of the people. This is Esau Edom speaking, his spirit, and have robbed their treasures. Yeah, now they're going to rob everybody for everything. They already have the resources. They need the people. They want you. They want your carbon footprint. They want to actually track and trace you. Okay? It says, I have removed the bounds of the people. I have robbed their treasures. I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. These world wars have put down certain monarchies, nations that had some power before the war broke out. And once the war was ended, borders were removed, kingships were taken, formed into democracies and things of that nature, communism, diplomacy, things of that nature, man. But only after everything has happened. This is Isaiah 10 and 13. He boasts, by my own powerful arm, I have done this. With mine own shrewd wisdom, I planned it. I have broken the defenses of nations and carried off their treasures. I have knocked down their kings like a bull. You see, that's what these devils do. They have economic hitmen to take out your economy, see what natural resource your land sits on. And then if that doesn't take you out, the economic hitman, they'll send in a coup so they can set up a puppet in your land so they can keep the agenda of the elites, or they'll go in there straight warfare. They'll go in there bombing, dropping bombs, flying planes over, landing troops. And that's exactly how they've been getting down. But now they're trying to come with a new approach. All right, verse 14. I have robbed their nests of riches and gathered up kingdoms as a farmer gathers eggs. That's exactly what these devils have done. Since the days of Columbus until now, they have done such things. But now they're doing it economically. They want to entrap the world, not the lands, but the people of the lands. They want to entrap them into a new system, digital system, UBI, Universal Basic Income. They did it before, during the time of Egypt, during the time of Joseph. It happened before. These devils are trying to do it once again, but instead of moving like Joseph was a righteous man, they want to do it wickedly. Okay? Now let's get it. It says, I have robbed their nests of riches and gathered up kingdoms as a farmer gathers eggs. No one can ever flap a wing against me or utter a peep of protest. And there's protests all over the earth, but it's not doing anything because these devils have everything on lock. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Okay? Only the Lord could take down the wicked. Only he can defeat this man. Only truth can overcome wickedness. And that's why the men of the Lord, beginning with our apostles and elders, are still standing. These other preppers and these woke people, they might say certain things, and then you don't hear from them no more. They've been missing for a month. Last video a month ago. But yeah, you see the apostles, elders, brothers constantly throwing up videos, algorithms, going into this the debt situation, going into the economics, going into the agriculture, going into the farming, going into the people, going into everything that the scriptures state what happened in this time upon the people, the land, the cattle, the animals, and who's going to be in power. Esau, Edom, the wicked, and how they're going to, unfoil their plans and bring them out. But yet at the very same time, the truth was going to be declared and faith was going to flourish. How about that? This is Isaiah 10:15. It says, but can the axe, which is Esau, is the instrument that the Lord is using to break down these nations. The Lord is asking you a question. He's questioning the reader. It's pretty much like, all right, I gave this man all this power. He is only an instrument, but yet this same instrument is speaking out against the person that wields the instrument. See? But the Lord taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And I have this clip from the brother Ariala out there in Dallas, and him and the brother Kwam in London were going into this debt trap. And that's exactly what they're going to bring on a worldwide scale to you people. It says, but can the axe boast greater power than the person who uses it? Is the saw greater than the person who saws? Can a rod strike unless a hand moves it? Can a wooden cane walk by itself? You see that? So this man, Esau Edom, is boasting against the Lord as if he done it by himself. But it's okay, because he's going to take the whole world in a trap. He's going to take the populace, but not the elect. And this is the proof. Isaiah 10:20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, the elect, and such as are escaped to the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. Who? Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, and his people and his system and his policies will no longer stay upon it. We're going to step out on faith. It says, but shall stay upon the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God. That's it. Let's read it in the NLT. In that day, the remnant left in Israel, the survivors in the house of Jacob, will no longer depend on allies who seek to destroy them, the heathen, but they will faithfully trust the Lord, Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, the Holy One of Israel. A remnant will turn, or a remnant will return. Yes, the remnant of Jacob will return to the mighty God. That's it. So hey, we going to return. Even though all these things are happening, the Lord is going to have us a way out, even in the midst of it all. So I'm going to play this clip, and I'm going to, let me read this, and then I'm going to play the clip. And we just going to jump around. House of Pain. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus 27:1. Many have sinned for a small matter, and many will sin for a small matter, literally, a micro matter. And he that seeketh for abundance, which everybody wants, the best in life, so to speak. Our people seek for abundance. That's why a lot of them are going to fall into the trap. Hence our temptation. You're going to be tempted. Okay? You're going to seek for abundance. You're going to seek for what you once had. You're going to seek for what you once had. And there's only going to be one way to get it. All right? As it would seem, one way. And you already know what that way is. It says, many have sinned for a small matter. And he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. That's going into our people. You're going to turn your eyes away from what? The Lord, his son, and his law. You know right from wrong. You know that this is against what the Lord told you to do. But many of our people will fail and fall into it. But the elect will turn from it and stay upon the Lord. It says, as a nail sticketh fast between the joining of stones, going into masonry, so doth sin stick close between buying and selling. That's exactly what it's going to be in these days. In order to buy or sell, you're going to have to get this man's his mark, the MOTB. All right, and just like a nail goes between stones to join them together, in order for you to be joined into this man's system, his digital system, they're gonna have to stick something in you, just like a nail going into stones. They're gonna have to drive it into you, cut it into you, charagma you. Okay, going to the word charagma in the Greek means to cut in, carve. All right, and that's the only way you're gonna be able to buy and sell in this man's new system, Esau Edom. But we're gonna stay upon the Lord, the elect, the ones that are escaped. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, his house shall soon be overthrown. Your house, first and foremost, being your body. It houses your spirit. If you take this MOTB, your house will be compromised. It will be overtaken. It will be overthrown. Okay? So tread carefully in these days. Hence, you have the men of the Lord telling you to avoid these traps. Now, let's go into a debt trap diplomacy. This is what the brothers were speaking about briefly. But it says debt trap diplomacy is an international financial relationship where a creditor, country, or institution extends debt to a borrowing nation partially or solely to increase the lender's political leverage. The term was coined by Indian academic Brahma Kalani. All right, so it is what it is. You know, that's what they're doing from nation to nation, but they want to do that on a global scale from one central entity. All right, the universal, the central banks. All right, and from that, universal basic income for all peoples. And then you're going to be all monitored and tracked and traced. That's what they ultimately want. But first, they got to knock down a lot of people, too. They don't want all the people that are on the face of the earth at this time to even be in what they deem as their new world. So, hey, what's going to happen in terms of that? Depopulation, these plagues, pestilences, all right? Uproars, riots, okay? Wars, all right? Not enough. Perplexity. It says, what does debt trap mean? It says a debt trap is a situation where you're forced to take a new loan, take new loans. So you people are going to be forced to take this the MOTB. If you don't know what's going on, then it is going to be your only way out. You're going to think it's just like when you need a loan for whether a business or for school. I need a damn grant. I can't pay off my, you know. There's certain ways that they get you in. They're like, all right, well, you do this, or we'll give you benefits over here. That they're going to do the same thing with the MOTB. Best believe that they will. It says a debt trap is a situation where you're forced to take new loans in order to repay your existing debt obligations. Now, you people are going to be in debt. I mean, you're already in debt, but you're going to be obligated to, like, I have to do something. I have to do it for my family. I have to do it for me. I want to do it to make things go back to normal. That's what people going to constantly have in their mind. Okay, if I do this, things will go back to normal, which they won't. But in your thinking, you'll think that. It says, and before you know what a debt trap is, you fall into a situation where the amount of debt you owe takes a turn for the worse and spirals out of control. Now, these are debt traps. These are certain examples. It says credit cards. A lot of people have that. They're moving from the credit card into the QR code, and from the QR code to your phone, and from your phone to your hand or forehead. It's just that simple. The second one is overdrafting protection, bounce protection. So they're gonna promise you all these things. You'll be protected. See, ain't nobody gonna be able to steal your wallet. They can't steal your hand, can they? Or your head, or whatever. They're gonna make it seem real pretty for you. It says mortgage refinance. You people don't even own your homes, but yet they're gonna drag you in by that way, okay? Because so many things are gonna be happening. People are gonna want order. All right, let's get that real quick in the Apocrypha. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. I'm gonna play this brother right now. All right, not bad. Let's play the brother right now. But where do I want to go? 16. And 4, this is why the Lord told us to move a different way, because we're going to have to really depend on him. Staying within these cities, staying in Esau's system is not going to benefit us as Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not even going to benefit Esau's own people. How much more you? Okay, and you're not supposed to even confide in this man. Don't trust in him. The elect will not. They're going to break away from this man. The 2/3 will fall into his traps and be destroyed. Ultimately, it says they're going to be had in derision. They're going to be taken to concentration camps, FEMA camps, internment camps, tortured, killed, destroyed, re-educated, chipped. It's going to be a horrible time. That's why the Lord is telling his elect to move. This 2 Esdras 16:40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to die battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And I like how the Lord said, be ready to thy battle, because I began this lesson with the watchman on the wall. Now the watchman sees the armies coming. He warns the people. Now the city that's being warned, what are they going to actually do? They're going to fortify the walls. They're going to get the men of war ready. They're going to know, all right, war is coming. Whoever's on the horizon, they're going to be here at any moment. And when it arrives, we want to be ready for it. But the Lord is telling you here through this scripture, through Esdras, the prophet Ezra, he's telling you, those that hear this word, be you ready for the battle, because it's coming. It's going to take a lot of people for a loop. They ain't going to know how to escape, how to get out of it. Their only way is to submit. But the Lord told us not to submit. He told us to be even as pilgrims upon the earth. We're not of this place. Here we have no continuous city, but we seek one to come. All right, now let's play this clip.
35% of your gross domestic product, of your income on this and that. All right, and you go into this algo we did. We go and outline the process that these nations do, and it speaks towards prophecy, how they gobble up all these nations with deceit and craft. This is a part of the Edomite agenda, man. Okay, we're watching prophecy happen right before our face. No, it's like a restriction program. We want you to bring these people into your economic councils. We want these people in office. We want these rules and regulations to be put on your banks, and your regulations that's going to be put on your banks. This is going to lead to, this is how you're going to issue out loans to businesses. So these businesses are going to have to follow these guidelines in order to get these loans from you. The money that we're going to give you, that you're going to loan out to these other businesses to get started, they're going to have to follow these rules. And those rules are going to lead to the MOTB. Boom. And so we talked about this on the 14th, and we didn't even get a week and a half in, and they already got this guy up in there coming with it. Coming with it, bro. This is on the 21st. So all of this is showing us that, hey, things are speeding up. Things are speeding up. And all of these other people that was coming up against the apostles and elders, okay, saying that we were being ridiculous about how systems are going to be digitized and they're going to want you to be the ultimate thing is that you will become the QR code. You yourself. It won't be, oh, I'm going to have a QR code on my phone. Oh, I'm going to have a QR code on my watch. No, you will become, that's what they want. He calls it all. They want human QR codes to be in their database, constantly tracked, monitored, and controlled. This is the ultimate agenda of the elite, of the wicked elite. Okay, it's for everybody to become the QR code. So we're standing on our watch because of these things. Okay, I'm gonna let Qualcomm finish out, and then I got one scripture I'm gonna close out with.
All right. Now let's read this article here. It says Sri Lanka implements QR code digital ID fuel rationing. All right, and this is all gonna end up on the chip, right? We told you we told you, man. These crises are gonna push this MOTB forward, man. So Sri Lanka has begun forcing mandates, right? Because that's how the MOTB is gonna come. The MOTB is gonna eventually become a mandate by the government.
Exactly what the brother just said. We just read that about what a debt trap is. One of it is a forcing of you to do something. Let's get it. It says a debt trap is a situation where you're forced to take new loans. That's going to be the MOTB. That's going to be the RFID. Instead of it being a loan or, you know, or a credit card, Salakia. Instead of it being a loan or a credit card, okay? Instead of it being a loan or a credit card, like I said, is going to be the MOTB. Debt trap. And exactly right here on this this illustration. That's exactly what it is. It got see how I got the net on all the little smaller little countries. Instead of that being another country having that on other countries, it's going to be the bankers having that over all countries, over all peoples. That's their plan. So let's let the brother continue.
Remember the scripture says he calls it all.
That's
right?
it. And double down with the brother, what he's saying. All of these things are happening, and it's happening in real time. So it's imperative that we stay on our watch. Because it's moving.
And that's why I began the lesson with upon our watch in the Habakkuk 2. That's spirit. All praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWASHI. He's letting us know the correct message to give to our people. These brothers are going in. Now let me read. I'm going to continue. 2nd Ezra 16:41. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. Why? Because while this economic system is being put into play, the universal basic income, people are losing more. People are in debt. People don't know no other way out but to conform unto this new system, to drink that new wine. There's a crying for wine in the streets. People are going to cry for answers soon. Like, why is all this happening? Where is this coming from? It's all in the scriptures. It's all been preordained. It's all been predestined. It's all been told you. But now we're at that time. Only the elect will escape. Everybody else is going to fall into this trap and be had in derision. Because you that are selling, they're going to buy up all these things. It's going to be centralized. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose, because you ain't gonna own anything and be happy, as they say. They're gonna give you what you are rationed, not what you want, what you're given. All right, what your quota is. It says, he that occupieth merchandise is he that hath no profit by it. Because you're not gonna own anything, your car, to your house, to you. You're not gonna own any goddamn thing. You think you own your house, but you don't have the allodial title, the title of the land. You don't own the land that your house is on. But that's your house. No, it's not. You owe somebody. Hence a landlord. Then you have you think, oh, I own my own body. That's what this Roe versus Wade overturning was, to take your owning of your own body, you, okay, saying what's good for you and what's not good for you. They took that away to bring closer this system that they're about to bring, the MOTB. All right, it says, he that occupieth the merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. Yeah, you build a business, house, or whatever. You're not going to dwell in it because it's going to be taken over by the government. It's going to be taken over by the elites. You're not going to own anything. You will be owned, tracked, and traced. 2nd Ezra 16:43. He that soweth as if he should not reap. So if you're putting your all into the future of this place, into this queendom, just like a farmer sows his seed and he's expecting something to come out. All right? They don't expect nothing to come of it. Anything that you do in this life that's not geared towards YAHAWASHI, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it is useless. It says, he that soweth as if he should not reap. So also he that planted the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. You're not going to get anything out of this. What you people are putting in right now is all going to come to nothing when the economy crashes. When these people take matters into their own hands, which they're already doing on a small scale. When these people fully go against the government, when there's uproars of the people, riots in the streets, when the men of the Lord are gone, you're going to know. Why did we put our all into this place when it was nothing at all anyway? Hence, another scripture that comes to mind, we would have healed Babylon, Babylon being America. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us flee every man into his own land. All these surrounding nations are going to flee into their own homelands. All right, because this NWO system is coming closer and closer. But what's also going to bring, what's also going to come closer, just as this MOTB system is coming closer, World War III. These nations are going to have to fight for the top seat of this new world order, so to speak. All right, and that's what's going to lead to. Because these bankers, they're not afraid of Putin or these ruling nations leaders. They can take you out and put a puppet in there, or they can steer you into the way that they see fit. Everything is leading to war and chaos. Order out of chaos is just how they get down. This 2 Edges 16:44. They that marry as though they shall get no children. Why? Because you can make a damn baby in a bag or whatever. Or the things that they're giving you is making you sterile. Or they're making the very fact of marrying a thing of naught is a thing of the past. Now, if you do have children, you see where this world is going. If they're not in YAHAWASHI, they're doomed to destruction. They're doomed to a concentration camp, sex slavery, death, starvation. Okay? The second Edges 16:44. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. Yeah, because it's going to get to a point where every man for himself, it's not going to be enough to go around, lack of resources. All right, a lot of people are not going to be having relations in these days that are coming. The love of many is waxing cold. And therefore they that labor in vain. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods. Hey, invading armies are going to be over here. UN troops, the day of the blue helmets. All right, enemy forces, sleeper cells, Spetsnaz, the Chinese soldiers, Iranian soldiers, they're going to be here. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods. Now, all this is happening all around the same time, the MOTB system. Chaos, in order for order to be established. Now, if you don't know what the hell is going on, you're going to succumb to whatever situation you find yourself in. But those that have been watching will not succumb, knowing perfectly that these are just the beginning of sorrows. These are the signs leading up to the coming of our Lord. It says, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. A lot of people are going to be taken to the camps. And in the camps where you have babies and then your children are going to be chipped. They're going to be slaves to the system, this new system. Bear with me, Akim. Bear with me. All right, I'm back, Akim. Let's read on. Verse 47. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI. So the more this image that this man Esau Edom has comes into play, the more angry will the Lord be, because that's going to lead unto their end. World War III, the return of our Lord and the destruction of the wicked. But these things must play out, just like before the flood. There was violence in the earth, and then the Lord had to bring it to an end. But at the very same time, what was the righteous doing? Noah, building that ark, heeding the words of the Lord, preparing for that destruction. That's what we're doing. Okay, now let's get up out of there. Let's go to where do I want to go? I wanted to go to Joseph in Egypt. Let's go there. Bodies. I'll start. Right there. Let's play that.
It's moving. Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon the walls of Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. All right? We have to make sure that we stay vigilant, because now we're starting to see like we talked about, that blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? You take the blood pressure on your wrist, that's the external, kind of like away from the heart. It's giving you a clue of what's happening in the heart. These small nations are like taking the blood pressure for what these elite want to happen in the world. Okay? So we have to be mindful, because these things are starting to speed up, and it's not going to be a thief in the night for those who are circumspect, staying prayed up in the spirit, being mindful and being ready towards when the fear that they're going to bring, it's not going to be fearful to us. Okay? It's not going to be a fearful thing to us, because we were already preparing our minds and our hearts for this time to come, man. So they're moving forward with these systems. We're going to see more nations like Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is just one, but this is happening in multiple nations right now.
Hey, it says fuel rationing. Same thing happened during the time of Joseph. And you would think like, well, the people should go to their leaders and fight and change change the aspects of their nation. They can't do that. Why is it going to lead to a point where it says, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, but the course of their actions shall stand in their powers? Why is it going to get to that? Because these leaders, even if they want to do the right thing, they can't. And a lot of them are puppets set up working for the elites, because the elites are taking this world over, as the scriptures state. And the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. They're going to take it by the sword. We read it in Isaiah 10, that they have heaped up all the treasures of the different lands and the peoples, right? But they need one final push to take the people themselves, which, like the brother said, Ariella, he said, no, you are the QR code. It ain't on your phone or on your bank card. Is you're it, right? Now let's get it. Happened in the past. The people understood, like, okay, we ain't got nothing else to give but ourselves. Let's get it. Genesis 47 and 13, it says, and there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. Now you go into the famine, or word famine, it just means lack of resources. Not knowing which way to turn. They tell you that in Luke. It says the perplexity of nations, the signs in the heavens are going to dictate what's going on in the earth. All these signs in the heavens. And look at all these things that are happening now. You see? And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt. That's what they're doing now, in a sense. Everything that's of any value, they're gathering it up in these different lands so they can bring forth this system. Was it really going to be backed by? Okay, if the money of old was backed by gold and silver, what is this new system going to be backed by? Anything? Who knoweth the thing? But this is what these elites want. They want to own everything lock, stock, and barrel and have you people under their thumb. And that's exactly what's going to happen to an extent. But the elect is going to escape from these things because we foresee them. And what the men of the Lord have told us about them, we have believed them. And now we see them coming into play. The Lord is not going to catch us as a thief in the night. Though they say peace and safety, these world leaders, these people of this world, then sudden destruction was coming. The pushing of this MOTB, and right after that, what? World War III. This is Genesis 47 and 14. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house, and that made Egypt a totalitarian society. That's what these elites want. They want everything transferred to them. That everybody else owns nothing and are happy, but they own everything, lock, stock, and barrel. That's what they want. Okay? And Joseph was selling grain to the people. What are these elites going to sell to people? A dream, the MOTB. But through this, you can never be robbed again. Have phenomenal health. Know your body inside and out. Have your finances and medical history right here. They're gonna really push it in order for the people to really just throw themselves into this system. They're already rationing certain things. People need things. The scriptures talk about that. The things useful for man's life, they're gonna use that as a ploy to tempt you. But the Lord is gonna give us everything we need. We must believe and trust in that. And I believe that. BARAK YAHAWASHI. The Lord had Joseph. The Lord is gonna have us, the men of the Lord that really trust in him and look for him and wait for him. Genesis 47:15. And when the money failed, because money's going to fail in all these lands. It failed in Sri Lanka. It's going to fail everywhere. And it's going to push forward that digital system. Everybody's going to be calling for it. That new wine, the answers. I mean, Esau going to give them an answer. It ain't going to be the actual answer to their prayers or their questions. But it's going to be an answer that he can give. Because they're not going to go the other route. They ain't going to believe in what we said. Only the elect will. All right. It says, and when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph. All the people are eventually going to turn to a solution. They're going to turn to whoever has a solution. Who's going to have it? The elites. The elites are going to have a solution for you people. Because you did not take the solution of the Lord. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's not going to end well for you if you don't turn to the Lord. Okay? And said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. It says, and Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. So give anything that's of value. That back then, at least people had lands and cattle and things of that nature. In this time, you people have nothing. You don't own the land that you live on. You're paycheck to paycheck. The only thing really of value in this time that the elites really truly see is you. All right, because you're already a number. You have a social security number. They see you as the commodity. Okay, that's why they call you people sheeple. They're just moving you around, leading you. All right, but now we're coming to the culling, where they have to cut certain of you down because they can't use all of you. All right. Hence, that's why the Lord he's using this same thing that these elites are about to do for his own purpose. The Lord taketh the wise in their own craftiness. These devils are gonna push this MOTB, but yet the Lord is for it. Why? Because it's gonna weed out the believers from the fakers. Who really believes in the Lord and who doesn't? Who's gonna trust in the Lord with all their heart, mind, soul, and who's not? Okay. This is like the temptation in the wilderness. Okay, we're not gonna provoke the Lord as our forefathers did back then by unbelief. Okay. We see these things. We understand these things. We believe. It says we believe all things. Believe all things. All right. It's Genesis 47 and 17. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses. So, I mean, because they already own the land. They own your cars. They own everything that you can use as a lucrative or liquidate. Something that you can liquidate. You're not going to have anything to give in these days that we're talking about. That's why people going to be taking matters into their own hands. And when it finally gets to a point of just like depletion, they're going to succumb to the ways of these elites. A lot of people are. It says, many that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Those that escape the famine shall the sword destroy. And those that even survive that, what? They're going to be looking for a new way, a new system. Things in their minds returning back to normal. The only way that things in their mind can return back to normal. Genesis 47 and 17. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses, and he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. When that year was ended, they came, and that's what they've been doing in a sense these last 2 years going on. They've been giving you people what you need, but yeah, you've been losing more and more. The more that you ask for them to help you, the more you have to give. And it's going to get to a point where you have absolutely nothing. And you're going to adhere to their system. It says, when that year was ended, they came, and I mean, they did it with the stimulus checks, just to get you reeled in. And now you're stuck. And now you depend on the government. That's a dangerous place to be. But the elect is going to break off from that and trust in the Lord YAHAWASHI, power in truth. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord how that our money is spent. My Lord also have our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord but our bodies and our lands. You see that? Now, hey, but hey, look what it said, but our bodies. You people eventually are going to give up your bodies. Okay? Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our lands? Buy us and our land for bread. And we and our lands will be servants unto Pharaoh. You're gonna serve these high banking elites. Why? Because you're gonna get that digital oil. Okay? You're gonna succumb fully to these men. All right, by way of their system. Not all of you, but a lot of you will. Many will die of starvation, others from the pestilence and disease, others from the warfare and the sword. But many will succumb to this system. It is written, and will be destroyed. You're going to have a cancerous sore, and your end is going to be fire and worms, nuclear fire. Wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our lands? But this is the situation that is going to be like, damn, are we just going to die? We got to do something. A lot of you are going to go down and get the chip. But we're warning you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, don't take it. But it's all been predestined. We have to warn you, man. So the blood will be off our hands. We're the watchmen on the walls. It says, and we and our lands will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. And that's exactly what's going on here and now in this place. The land is becoming desolate. And people are looking for a way out, but there really is no way. Okay? Now let me get this real quick. Ecclesiastes 9. There's going to be a snare upon the earth. It's going to be as a trap. Let's play this.
These World Economic Forum systems are going to be implemented into these small nations as they go bankrupt and take these predatory debt trap loans. And they're going to move forward, and these nations are going to be forced to implementing things like this. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to be a gradualistic, systematic move to where the people themselves are the QR code. Okay? All right? That's what we're going to see. That's what we're going to see. All right? That's right. Everybody that was scoffing going to get that humble pie and some crow. They're going to eat it. They got to, man. Everybody's going to have to recognize that the apostles and elders was telling the truth. These things are happening through the Spirit, and that the doctrine that's coming out is by the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Facts. Okay? So I just want to do that quick update. I felt like that was very intriguing when Required Quantum hit.
Hey, that's it. The brother was hitting the points.
Me up about it. I was like, wow, I'll do a follow-up to whatever you do. And, you can go to his page, GMS Fear the Most High 7 by, where he goes in on it and kind of talks about it. And if you want to, the last algorithm that we did on this page, World War III Algo Update, Debt Trap Diplomacy, where we kind of go.
And that's exactly what I went into for you, you listeners, you brothers out there, what a debt trap is, what different examples it has, credit cards, other things of that nature, We went into it. But hey, it's the Spirit. Hey, the brothers are letting our people know what's going on. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them. Okay? Now this is Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. Hey, that net that's coming over all the earth is that trap, that hour of temptation, that debt trap, man. It's a net. And we're like the fishes. But the Lord's going to allow the elect to escape through them holes, man. We're going to find a hole, in there, in Esau's little plot. The Lord going to cause the net to break for us, and we're going to get out. We're going to just keep swimming. And as the birds that are caught in the snare, and it tells you that in Psalm 91, the snare of the fowler, that's Esau, eat him with his traps, whether it be physical trap, economic trap, diplomatic trap, political trap. He's trapping a lot of our people in these things, and there's no way out for them. But for us, we're no longer going to stay upon him that smote us, but trust in the Lord our power and truth. I don't know how many times I got to say that, but hey, that just keeps coming out. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, these times that we're living in. When it falleth suddenly upon them, this is going to hit them suddenly, this debt trap, this diplomacy. It's not hitting us as a trap. We know where all these things are leading to. That's why the brothers call it the algorithm. This is the algorithm of YAHAWASHI. What these elites think they're doing, the Lord has put it in their minds to do that, because he's taken the crafty, he's taken the wise, there you go. He's taking the wise in their own craftiness. Now let's read it in the NLT. People can never predict when hard times might come, but yet the prophets are out here telling you hard times are coming and how to avoid them. Well, telling our people how to avoid them. And letting the world know that these things are coming and there's no stopping them. Can't turn back the hands of time. It says people can never predict when hard times might come. Like fish in the net or birds in a trap, people are caught by sudden tragedy. And it's going to be a tragedy when this economy falls, when there's no way out, when there's nowhere to turn for our people. The rest of you heathen, y'all just going to kill each other. War is going to come. It's going to be the road. It's going to be every man for himself. The love of many waxing cold. Death, destruction, civil war, race wars, class wars, riots. People going to be eating each other. Robots out here, the animals changing their places. But for our people, it's going to hit even harder because you're already at the bottom. You have nothing. You don't know who you are. You deny to know anything. The doors of repentance were open unto you, but now you must know it after death by pain. It's really going to hit you even harder because these things have been told you, preferably. Okay? This is the algorithm of YAHAWASHI, man. These things must needs happen. All right? Now, what do I want to get? Oh, Habakkuk 1. All right, we're complaining like Habakkuk, man. It's Habakkuk 1 and 1 says the burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. All right, it says Habakkuk's complaint. I'll read it in the NLT. How long, O Lord, Yahweh Bashimashai, must I call for help, but you do not listen? Violence is everywhere. I cry, but you do not come to save. And it would seem like that, but the Lord is having everything play out according to his word and his will. It must needs that these things happen, that the wicked reign, that the wicked spread themselves out. Soon they're going to be cut down. Must I forever see these evil deeds? Why must I watch all this misery? Wherever I look, I see destruction and violence. I'm surrounded by people who love to argue and fight. That's where we're at right now. All these platforms of arguing and fighting of what the Lord YAHAWASHI says is real and what's true and what's coming. All this fighting, all these heathen raging, all right, for this new system, all right. It's Habakkuk 1 and 4, NLT. The law has been become paralyzed, yeah, and there is no justice in the courts. They're all corrupt. The wicked far outnumber the righteous, so that justice has become perverted. That's exactly it. But for a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's happening according to the plans of YAHAWASHI. These things must happen. It says the Lord's reply. The Lord YAHAWASHI replied, look around at the nations. Look and be amazed. For I am doing something in your own day, something you wouldn't believe, even if someone told you about it. And that's exactly what's going on. The Lord is waking up the elect. It don't matter what you look like, what land you in. There's no language where our voice was not heard, the voice of the prophets, the men of the Lord. There was no language on this earth where their voice is not being heard right now. Call all YAHAWASHI. That's what the Lord is doing in these days. And he's bringing the wicked closer and closer to their destruction. And also the wicked is being revealed in his own time. Just by his very movements, we know who the wicked are. Call all YAHAWASHI. I am raising up the Babylonians, which the Chaldeans are the ancient magi's and sorcerers of ancient Babylon. All right, that pretty much set up the kings, and they push forth the religion of the populace. That's what these banking elite do. They do all their scheming and plotting behind closed doors, but yet they're the ones that can take down and set up these kings. All right. Hence, you got economic hitmen. You got the they cause of coups, the overthrowing of governments, and then you have them sending in, last but not least, the military. All right, that's why they have a military base set up in almost every land, and they're trying to put a central bank in every place. That's what's going on even here now. It says, I am raising up the Babylonians, a cruel and violent people. The Babylonians, that nation is that spearheading Babylon in this day is the Edomites. Okay, they will march across the world and conquer other lands. We read that in Isaiah 10, that they gotten the treasures of the peoples and nations. All right, and gathered them up like eggs. All right, it says, how they march through lands now? They did it before with the sword, with actual men landing, Columbus, all these other guys. Then they did it economically, and now they're doing it digitally. All right, digitally, and they're doing it based on your human rights. You being carbon, they're trying to take your carbon footprint and make it their own. All right, I forgot what the one dude said going into banking. He said once they own your credit, he said once they own your credit, they own you. That's exactly what we're seeing playing out in this time. But there's hope, Akim. Now Habakkuk is complaining here, but hey, the Lord is gonna make it right. Okay, like Micah said, I was sitting in darkness, but the Lord gonna bring me forth to the light. All right, it says they are notorious for their cruelty and do whatever they like. These Edomites are notorious for their cruelty, man. It says their horses are swifter than cheetahs and fiercer than wolves at dusk. Their charioteers charge from far away like eagles. They swoop down to devour their prey. Because who's financially backing these devils? All right. You know, the high banging elite, which are devils, they're backing these wars. All wars are bankers' wars, so to speak, so they can gather and swallow up more lands and peoples and resources. All right. You gotta think. Let's go into it. You gotta think. You know, they own these nations financially. All right. They control the movements of these armies, these militaries, man. All wars are bankers' wars. I'm gonna keep saying that. It says, on they come, all bent on violence. Their hordes advance like a desert wind, sweeping captives ahead of them like sand. How they get them? How do they sweep captives ahead of them? By economics. They send in economic hitmen to make the people be subjugated and subject to their diplomacy. Okay, let's get that word diplomacy real quick. Okay, I know this is a long lesson. I'm coming to a close though. Let's get the word diplomacy. There's a few more scripts and I'm out. Diplomacy, all right? It says the science of formal intercourse between nations through authorized agents. Who is those agents? The bankers. So how are they going to, have intercourse between nations? They're going to do it now digitally. All right? They're going to do it through fear. They're going to do it through, us being one, a better future, so to speak. But that's diplomacy, I guess. See if there's any more on it. Public affairs. Let's get that diplomacy. It says negotiations between nations. All nations are one. Why did the heathen rage? They're all of one accord to bring forth this NWO. It says subtly skillful handling of a situation. So subtly, these bankers are handling these different world situations. Subtly skillful. Woo! They're handling the situation with delicacy. Because the Lord is behind them on it to a certain extent, because it has to happen. But with that, the wicked is being revealed. But this is explaining the high banking elites. They don't. Their own violence precedes themselves. They're violently taking away lands, landmarks, peoples, nations, tongues, resources, identities. This is Habakkuk 1 and 10. They scoff at kings. That's the point. They scoff at kings and princes and scorn all their fortresses. Yeah, because how do they swoop in there? They don't have to swoop in there with an actual military. They swoop in there with an economic hitman, take down your nation, bankrupt your ass, and make you become their slave. Now, when you playing ball with them, then you'll prosper. You'll flourish as a nation. And if you don't, they'll take you out and put a puppet in there, and your nation is in debt. But now they want to put it close to all that and have you perpetually in debt through a digital system, having it based on a central bank. All right, having all the smaller banks be swallowed up into one major bank, central bank, and you having universal basic income. It says they scoff at kings and princes and scorn all their fortresses. They simply pile ramps of earth against their walls and capture them. Yeah, they did it all economically. They did it all digitally. And with these false flags, they have the people fear and be afraid to a point of change. So they sweep past like the wind and are gone. But they are deeply guilty, for their own strength is their God, going into their science. They prove everything by their science. Like these things must happen. If we don't move fast, then, So they get you to trust them in a sense, but yet they trap you at the same time. Like you're trapped to a point where, okay, I have to trust you because I'm trapped to a point where there's no escape but by, you. But let's get that, muzzle the people. That's what they're ultimately going to do with this, the RFID. Muzzle. Let's see here. Bear with me, brothers. All right, I'm back, Akim. I finally found it. I believe this should be it. But before we do, let's go back to the blue letter I had. I had the blue letter, whatever. Let's go back to the blue letter. Go to Joel. No, not Joel, Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk 1 and 10. They scoff at kings and princes and scorn all their fortresses. They simply pile ramps of earth against their walls and capture them. So, hey, that's what they're doing with the economic hitman, with these false flags, with these world terrors that they're sending on the people to corral them into their NWO. And let's see here. And once they corral them, what do you do with an animal? You bridle the animal. You control the animal with the bridle. How are they going to control the people? With the RFID chip. But the Lord has already seen this come into play. Let's read this here. Okay. It's Isaiah 30 and 27. Behold, the name of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM cometh from far, burning with his anger, and the burning thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, righteous anger, and his tongue as a devouring fire. Because when the Lord comes, he's going to bring that fire, laser fire, and then those missiles are going to be shot off from these nuclear powered nations to destroy Babylon. And Babylon is going to shoot his missiles off to hit these other nations and completely destroy Esau Edom's power structure. by way of fire. Okay? In a moment shall they die, as it tells you in Job. That's going into the nuclear holocaust. All right? It says, and his breath. Now we know what the breath of the Lord is, that laser. And there was the hiding of his power. Right? When he destroys armies of the world, it's only going to be dust and smell of smoke. Now, that's going to be the end game, because all military personnel are going to have the RFID inside them. He's going to kill them, destroy them. And then the people that have the RFID, the Lord is going to destroy them. All right? By way of the missiles. All right? You're going to be burning in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. For those that did not take the RFID, they shall be beamed up. The elect of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and similar Indians, and those of our people scattered among the nations, they heard this word, and it resonated with them, and they believed and turned and had faith, and works to back up the faith shall be delivered, changed in the twinkling of an eye, taken up to be with the Lord in the air, and also shall see and behold the reward of the wicked. Is Isaiah 30:28. And his breath as an overflowing stream shall reach to the midst of the neck, to sift the nations with the sieve of vanity. And there shall be a bridle in the jaws of the people. Now, it's just like a bridle will be in the jaws of an animal, an ox, a horse, whatever animal that you're, any animal that you're domesticating or you're overseeing, watching over. The elites are going to do that with the people of the nations. And because of that, the Lord is going to be angry and is going to destroy all those people that had that bridle, that digital bridle in them. Okay, it says, and there shall be a bridle in the jaws of the people, causing them to err. This RFID is going to cause the people to err, because it was never meant to be so. Never. Okay, meant to be so, such as this. All right, that's why the Lord is going to take out the wicked. So he's seen the wicked as a green bay tree spreading himself, but then he was cut down and he was not. You sought him out, but he was not found. This is Isaiah 30:29. Ye shall have a song, going into the elect, as in the night when the holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one goeth with a pipe to come into the mountain of the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, to the mighty one of Israel. And that's it. That's it. Beautiful, man. Because the elect is going to have a song, that new song that we're going to be singing. The Lord is going to destroy them that with the bridle in their jaws have erred, with that MOTB, them being as cattle, that bridle being as the representing the RFID. All right. The radio frequency identification device. All right. The elect going to be having a new song, going into the house of the Lord, being one with him, being taken up, Lord's willing. And the Lord, Yahweh shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lighting down of his arm, going into his power, with the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire, with scattering and tempest and hailstones. That's going to be the day of the Lord. Okay? The destruction of the wicked and the salvation of the righteous. So with that, Lord's willing, this has been edifying. Lord's willing, brothers is built up, edified, knowing what's coming. And then shall you know that a prophet have been among you. I'm going to end it with that. Our apostles and elders started it off. Their elders before them. You have brothers now that you see and hear, heads of the camps, elders, deacons, bishops, brothers, man, prophets, teachers, all bringing out the same thing to let you know perfectly that this had been told you before, and to let you know that, hey, now is the time to get right. Though it tarry, wait for it's coming. We're here. We're seeing it happen right now as we speak. Let's go here, Ezekiel 33 and 33. And it reads, well, I'll start at the point. Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, all that we've been mentioning, the MOTB, World War III, the destruction of the wicked, the salvation of the righteous, this earth being took into a snare and into a trap, the people being bridled, causing the people to err. Okay? And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, the prophecies, these foretold things. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. From our apostles and elders on down to the brothers you see and hear, you're going to know that we were prophets. And you're going to know that we had warned you and told you of these coming impending dangers, doom, and the only way out to escape from it that the elect, the remnant, will take hold of is the name of the Lord and his only begotten Son. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, and the name of his only begotten Son is YAHAWASHI. You must call upon these names when you pray. You must call upon these names, for you will see the power thereof. Because in that day, the Lord's name will be one. All right? This is Ezekiel 33 and 33 NLT. But when all these terrible things happen to them, these people in this world, whatever sore judgment befalls them, it will befall them. As they certainly will, then they will know a prophet has been among them. All right? And ain't only going to be bad things happening, but also miraculous, spiritual, beautiful things happening for those that believe and have faith, the elect of Israel, Yahshua. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Double honors unto my apostles and my elders at Great Millstone that are ruling well and continue to do so. Salutations, peace, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, that house of David. You brothers out there fighting this good fight of faith, keep it up. Shalawam to you sisters doing that which is becoming of women. Shalawam. And with that I say, on to the next one.